Welcome back to my Mental Health and Crime channel. My name is Huda London. Today I'd like to discuss a bit about the Idaho quadruple murders that took place on the 13th of November, 11:52 in the morning. Law enforcement and a 911 call was made by multiple people inside the victim's house. One of the surviving roommates called a friend or a couple of friends because she heard allegedly loud noises the night before and she was scared. The friends came over. They saw someone unconscious, so they called law enforcement. They called 911. And mind you, this was 8 hours later. You can imagine how much you can get done within an hour. Now picture 8 hours. I'm not judging anyone, but I find it really weird that Dylan saw a man with bushy eyebrows. She heard all those noises, yet she decided to lock her room and fall asleep. I guess people are different. I don't think I would have fallen asleep knowing what I just witnessed, what I just saw. Hearing all the crying. These are my roommates. I would have called immediate backup, called the law enforcement, just in case you can save all of them, or one of them even. Unless the surviving roommates were told to keep quiet, I don't find another way, because even shock, although it's different from person to person, even shock leaves after a while. It doesn't take 8 hours to wake up out of a shock and live in a scary situation. In fact, the shock would have made me call the police at once or call for backup, call for help. I played this clip many times. It's a very important clip from ABC News. Kaylees' friend clearly says that she was informed of this incident at 10 a.m. How come the students in the college knew before law enforcement?
An accident. Let's not panic, And I remember texting Kaylee. Seeing if she was okay. She obviously didn't ever respond. It was 10 in the morning. Obviously didn't ever respond.
Jack D is the former boyfriend of Kaylees. Jack D was at the corner club before the girls came to the grub truck to get some food. We clearly heard about this incident when the police were called. But yet Jack D did not inform Kaylee and Maddie's family that he's very close to. When Jack D came to pick up Murphy the dog, he had his hands inside his pocket the whole time. A couple of times when he had one hand out, it was easy to see that he had 2 or 3 band-aids on his fingers. Both his hands were swollen. He keeps on trying to make his face sideways, but it's the other side of his face that looks like he's been in a fight with Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali Clay. This doesn't make sense. Why didn't he call the family? And Jack D was allegedly asleep while Kaylee called him 8 times and Kaylee called him 7 times, Maddie called him thrice. We heard from some people that, Kaylee does that, it's just when she's drinking, it's a drunk thing. And I don't believe that. I can understand why your former girlfriend would call you. Why would Maddie need to call him thrice after Kaylee called him 7 times? He didn't seem to be even... I don't see much tears on his face. I guess some people are going to say it's a shock. So if Dylan is in shock, Bethany is in shock, Jack D's in shock, wow, everyone's in shock here. The odd behaviors are hard to ignore with Jack D. We saw how Steve Congalves looked towards him when they were on the stage. That explains a lot. Everybody spoke in the tribute. Even Hunter Johnson got to say 15 minutes of what he was going to say, which wasn't much. But Jack D, who's a former boyfriend of Kaylee, who knew the family well, did not even get to use the microphone once. It's always Kaylee Congalves' mother and sister that are looking after Jack D. The brother, the younger sisters, and the father ain't having it. I want justice for these victims, but justice means full justice. That means whoever's involved need to all be locked up. And I just don't think it was BK who did it alone. Allegedly, Jack D had a lot to lose if Kaylee left. This is a beautiful picture. You can see how in love they are. Some people don't take breakups well. Kaylee was going to leave. She's going to Europe for a year. She finished her senior year. She deserved a happiness, and she was going to move to Texas. Austin, she had a good job waiting for there. So what happens if Kaylee leaves? Jack D allegedly loses Kaylee and Jack D may even end up losing Murphy. I'm just pointing out motives. I know motive is not important in this case and in the state of Idaho, but motive gives you answers of who could have, possibly been involved. Let's not forget the mayor said at the start that this was a crime of passion. How could we forget that? The chief said that this was a targeted incident. And when he was asked who was targeted, he said, "We are still not sure. It's either the victims that were the target or the house." Look at this picture. It should tell us a lot. Steve Concalves was clearly upset with Mr. Jagdi. Wouldn't you be upset if the boyfriend or former boyfriend that you treated like a son does not call and say, "Mom, Dad, I'm sorry, but Kaylee and Maddie are gone"? No, Jagdi decided to hide himself. Why is the question. I saw injuries on his fingers, allegedly. Jagdi is a very important role in this case because he saw the girls last at the corner club, one of the last people to see them. Jagdi was the last phone call that Maddie made, close to 2 at night. I assume that's the last phone call that Kaylee made to. Why didn't he pick up? Take a look at these pictures. Steve is looking at him like, "How dare do you?" Murphy barked, but he didn't bark loud enough. And not often enough. I wonder if the intruder, the suspect, or whoever came into that house that night knew Murphy or knew how to keep Murphy calm. I wonder if the person who came to the house knew the house layers well, because that house is not easy to find a way around. And CNN asked the Concalves family, the sister, the father, and the brother, what do they think about Jagdi being ruled out the last? He said it is written on the website of the Idaho Moscow. I guess the police had a hard time ruling him out. There you see Jagdi in the corner club chatting to Maddie and Kaylee. That was at 1:35. 1:25, sorry. But an hour later, less than an hour, the girls called him and he doesn't pick up. Then we have Adam. Kaylee was upset when she asked Maddie, "Maddie, what did he tell Adam?" Maddie said, "I told Adam like everything." Adam, what was told to you? Adam knows Murphy well too.